guys, so this is our first full day in Ho Chi Minh City here. We're going to head out and get a feel for the place, see what the atmosphere is like. We're going to check out some markets, we're going to check out the War Museum, and later on tonight we're going to do a food tour. So we're going to do plenty of day tours from here. We're going to do the Mekong Delta, the Cu Chi tunnels, things like that. So yeah, let's just get stuck right into Ho Chi Minh City.
Ho Chi Minh City is named after Ho Chi Minh, who was president of Vietnam between 1945 and 1969. It is Vietnam's largest city with 11 million people and has 9 million motorbikes in use.
So the best bet to cross the road is just wait till a local crosses and then cross with them.
My first stop of the day was the famous Bantan Market, where you can get supplies from souvenirs to delicious food.
Yes, this market's huge. You could get lost here, spend an hour here very easily, but we've come to the food section now. I'm getting very hungry, haven't had breakfast yet, so these are my options. So I'm going to get this here. Yeah, I'm very hungry, going to be ready for this. My first time using chopsticks here, so I'll give you the verdict of how this is. Beautiful.
You can easily spend an hour just walking around this market, and it is definitely somewhere I recommend visiting.
Yeah, I could have had a lot more there, but I'm going to save a lot of room for the food tier later on, so it goes on for 4 hours, so I don't really want to have a full stomach going into it. Little story about Syria, I ate so much one night that I actually threw up. I couldn't keep up with the guides, they just kept coming and coming to more food, and yeah, I didn't know when to stop, you know, so I learnt my lesson there.
After lunch, I decided to visit the War Museum. I didn't feel comfortable filming here, as a lot of stuff was quite heavy and graphic. However, it was very educational, and I highly recommend you visit it.
Yeah, so I didn't really want to film too much in there, because there was a lot of stuff that was quite graphic, heavy as well, so I definitely recommend going to see it. I think you should see it, but I don't think it was appropriate me walking around talking about it all, holding the camera at it, you know. You've got to show a bit of respect, but definitely recommend it, you know.
Later on that evening, I got picked up at my hotel for the food tour, which we will be doing by motorbike. Our first meal was beef noodle soup, which was a great way to start before moving on to get the fried bananas with rice, which was also fantastic. We then took a short break from the food and came to these tiny flats that were destroyed during the war and now house an average 9 people under the same roof.
Has been burned by the war. Yeah, so which war? You know, at that time, during the Vietnam War, our country has been divided into 2 areas, right? In the north and in the south. Yeah, so the north of Vietnam, they follow communism. And in the south of Vietnam, we have been supported by the US, so we follow capitalism. And of course, they fight each other. Yeah, and during the Lunar New Year, in the east, I mean in the middle of the night, yeah, they have the war in this area, and after that they burn all of this area. Yeah, so after that, after 1968, the South of Vietnam government, they built this area with 11 blocks of building, and they give it for the people around here, and of course for free. Yeah.
After this, we went to one of the city's most busy food markets and soaked up some of the fantastic atmosphere. And I also got the chance to step out of my comfort zone and try something that I never dreamt I would ever try in my life.
So, first one, you can see they have the lemon grass over here, right? Yes. First one, please take the snail out. After that, you dip it into the fish sauce. Yeah. And put all of it in your mouth, or you can bite it and share. easy, right?
Let's
Easy.
try the small.
Naja, aber du bist recht. It's good.
You can try more.
Actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try more.
I don't lie to you, right? How do you feel, my friend?
Good.
It's actually not too bad. I think I'll try a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yummy, right?
Yeah, so it's the next morning here and I'm just outside my hotel waiting to get picked up to do the tour of the Coochie tunnels. Something that I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be very interesting.
The Coochie tunnels were used during the war for shelter during combat and were a key tool in guerrilla tactics.
Tiger trap, not tiger beer, huh? So you will see what happened inside. They got a bamboo spine. Before people they used to create this trap for hunting animal because they the jungle, the forest, what they call the lion or tiger trap, but same the animal trap.
Seeing the guerrilla traps that would have been used makes you realise how the country was so difficult to defeat in battle. We then moved away from the tunnels where everyone got the opportunity to use a firearm of their choice.
It go very high.
Yeah, so right now we're out in the street again and we're going to take a walk down to what is a party street, the Buen Vien walking street, and we're going to see what the atmosphere is like down there. Yeah, so it's actually pretty dead at the moment, but I'll still give you a little look. Plenty of options here.
The Buen Vien party street is where all the action takes place in the city and you can get drink for as cheap as €1 for a beer. The following morning it was time to hit the Mekong Delta and our first stop of the day was this amazing temple.
Yeah, so this is really beautiful. So I've never actually been up close to any Buddha statues yet or any temples, so this is a first for me and they are huge. So they are, this is the sleeping Buddha and that's the one for the present, so it is.
After 30 minutes at the temple, we'd arrived down to the water to receive our boat to take us over to the islands.
Okay, so now we're just waiting to get onto our boat. We're going to go to our first island and that's called Unicorn
It
Island.
was a short 20 minutes over to the island where we first learnt about some information about the local bees.
Each one, you can hold it, take a picture. You hold steady, okay? Yeah, everything slowly, move your hand slowly, not be reaction. They talk not safe and sting, okay?
We then moved on to the Mekong Delta's most famous drink, snake wine.
Yeah, it's very strong.
We were told one of the main reasons for this wine was to make the man strong and the woman happy. It was then time for the part I was most looking forward to, getting onto the boat and going down the river. The Mekong Delta runs through the Himalayas, passes through China, Myanmar, Thailand and Cambodia before reaching Vietnam.
Yes, it's going pretty good. We all just finished a meal there. We got some lovely fish, rice, spring rolls. So now we just have 30 minutes now just to walk around. You can get a bike, drive around the island, or you can take a hammock and relax. So it's time to move on from Ho Chi Minh City. It's time to get my night bus to the next destination, Dalat. I probably would have preferred to get this during the daytime to see the Central Highlands. However, things changed and my hotel didn't have one extra night available, so I had to go with the night bus. So what can you do? We just have to go with it. Thoughts of Ho Chi Minh City, absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. After having another couple of drinks there in the party street, I can't think of the name of it now. But yeah, Buen Vien Party Street, walking street, and yeah,
I don't know if that's the best idea to go on a 6-hour bus journey with, but look, we just have to go with it. As I said, you know, you're only here once, so yeah. But my thoughts here, 10 out of 10, absolutely fantastic. Everything very, very good, very impressive. The rest of the trip is like this. We're going to be very happy indeed. So on to the next stop. Thankfully, the night bus had plenty of room to stretch the legs and to catch a little bit of sleep.
Okay, so we finally made it to Dalat. The only problem is it's 4 AM and check-in to my hostel isn't to 11 AM. So as you can see, yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a long sit here. It was quite cool. The temperatures dropped a lot from Ho Chi Minh City. You know, it's only going to be around 15 here, whereas Ho Chi Minh City was 30 plus, 32 maybe some days. And yeah, we just have to wait here, wrap up, and yeah, we wait out the 7 hours, and I'm exhausted too. The bus you could sleep in, but you know yourself, it wasn't the right thing to sort you out. So yeah, we just have to slog through this next bit of time. Okay, so we just freshened up at the hotel. Turns out there was a mix up at the hostel. They actually changed location, they didn't tell me, so I had to go for a hotel. I just decided to come to the Crazy House and just check it out. So
The artist behind the Crazy House says it's the ultimate expression of our imagination. It is a series of many mazes in different rooms, and the creator is still living there to this day.
yeah, so I guess it's definitely something different, but you have a great view of the whole city of Dalat. Yeah, so that's that. Basically, I'm not going to do a whole pile more today. You know, I'm quite tired, didn't get much sleep last night, as I said, so I'll probably just take it easy, recover today and go hard at it tomorrow. I have 2 more full days here in Dalat, and I said it's a lot cooler, which is nice. You know, Ho Chi Minh City was so overwhelming with the heat, but here it's half the temperature, which is great. So yes, it's so high above sea level here. I'll put exactly the distance that this place is above sea level down below. So yeah, we're just gonna walk back in.
The slower pace of Dalat was a nice change from the hustle and bustle of Ho Chi Minh City, and I actually did decide to do one more activity before the day was over.
So we have these little things here, and you have to push them down to make it go, but I don't know if you hold it down, if that makes it go too quick, or I don't know what the story is, so we're just going with it. We keep stopping, so maybe we just can't get too close to the next one. Yeah, this is a lot faster than I thought it would be.
Dalat's Alpine roller coaster is located a 10-minute drive outside the city centre, and it is definitely worth it to get these amazing views at the very top.
Alright guys, so it's my final day here in Dalat, only a short stay before we move up north, and we are going to go and check out one of the waterfalls just out in the countryside of Dalat. So I'm getting picked up down below outside the hotel by bike, and let's check out this waterfall. Okay, so we just arrived to the main area that I wanted to see. This is the waterfall. I'm going to show you a few shots of this. And when you think of Vietnam, you think of wonderful nature, just natural beauty really. It definitely does not disappoint, so take a look at this. Yeah, fantastic. I'm just going to put a few more shots of the waterfall in here for you guys to enjoy.
So this is one of the main reasons I came to Dalat, to see the nature, as I said. Priceless this is amazing. And I just realised I finally got to see a couple of waterfalls. I went to see a waterfall in Cuba. I didn't have the right currency. I got turned back after a big trek. I went to see a waterfall in Albania and I slipped and banged my head and ended up in hospital. So I was a bit wary coming to any more waterfalls, but thankfully I've seen a few. Finally we got there, so that's an achievement in itself to me. Say that early. Let's hope when I'm walking back over the narrow bridge I don't fall in, hit myself again. So here's hoping. The following day, we came down from the highlands and made a 320-kilometre journey to the beach city of Quinyon.
Okay, it's just my first morning here in Quinyon. I'm probably butchering the name. Apologies if I offended any Vietnamese people. But I've just come down to the beach here. This is just a place to relax for a few days. You know, everything was pretty full on, every day was packed with activities, so just a couple of days to relax, restart and take it from there. Next stop will be Hoi An, which is famous for its lanterns. It looks very beautiful. So the atmosphere here is crazy though on this beach. Let me show you. So it's only morning time. I'll give it a while. I'm hoping to kind of do a bit of drinking here, a bit of partying. I found a place that shows the Premier League game, so we'll check that out later on too. And yeah, there'll probably be not too much to film around here. You know, as I said, just recharge the batteries, maybe update my videos, get a bit of editing done. I haven't really touched them yet, so better get a move on with that.
The atmosphere never really picked up in this city, and I just used it as some time to reset my batteries and edit some videos.
Yeah guys, so I think it's time to wrap up this first video. It's getting a little bit long, so next time we're going up to Hoi An and we're going to check that out. It looks really beautiful, so things will get a lot more interesting now when we go further north. I heard it's a lot better, so we'll see for ourselves. And doing a different style of vlogging here, I'm kind of getting more to the point, so I'm not kind of slowing things down. It's a little bit more of a tempo to it, so I hope you like that style of vlogging. I'm going to hit the sack and get ready and be fresh for the next leg of the journey. As always, thank you for watching.